What's up, guys? It's me, Alan, and I'm back with another video today. And today, it's time to make some predictions for the 2020 NASCAR Cup Series playoffs. 16 drivers have been determined. This weekend, they go to Darlington to kick off round one, the round of 16. Sucks that Jimmy Johnson's not in it. Still hurts, but it's time to get on with the show. So, I'm going to do my predictions. And I might get clowned for some of these. I might get, some of these might be some bold predictions, but let's go ahead and let's do it. So, the round of 16 consists of Darlington, Richmond, and Bristol. Now, at this early stage in the game, obviously the top two, Harvick and Hamlin, are locks to basically move on to round 12. I think they have the best shot, to go to all the way to the Final Four. They've accumulated the most stage points and stuff, and Hamlin ended up being the regular season champion. And usually the regular season champion has the best shot to get to all the way, assuming that nothing happens bad to them or whatever. So with all of that being said, just what's going to happen here? Well, for the three winners, I'm going to say Harvick repeats at Darlington because he won in our NASCAR's first race back following the pandemic shutdown. So Harvick is going to win at Darlington. It's like, his 8th win of the year, I believe, or it would be 7th or 8th. For Richmond, I'm going to go ahead and say Martin Truex Jr. is going to get the W. He enters this playoffs 6th in points, or 6th in the standings. So that's a big deal. And then for Bristol, he's the defending champion, and he has not won all year long. Shockingly, he hasn't won since the regular season finale, or the championship race last year. Kyle Busch, he's going to go into Bristol, and he's going to get it done. He's going to get the win. Kyle Busch has shown that he can win at Bristol. He's swept there before, winning the Cup, Xfinity, and Truck race all in the same weekend. He's done it before, and I think he's going to get the Cup Series victory at Bristol this year, and finally get that W that he's been missing all season. And he's going to need it. I mean, I think Darlington, he did pretty well at Darlington in the second race. I think he did well in the first one too. Could be wrong. And Richmond's one of his best tracks. Busch seems to do really well at short tracks, Richmond and Bristol in particular. But I think MTJ gets it at Richmond, and his teammate Kyle Busch will win at Bristol. So the 12 guys I have advancing are going to be Kevin Harvick by virtue of his win, which he doesn't really need, but he got it, in my opinion. Denny Hamlin, Brad Keselowski, Joey Logano, Chase Elliott, Martin Truex Jr., Ryan Blaney, Alex Bowman, William Byron, Aric Almirola, Kyle Busch, and Matt DiBenedetto, which means Austin Dillon, Cole Custer, Clint Bowyer, and Kurt Busch are out. To be quite honest, I don't think Dillon and Custer are going to go very far. They did both win a race this year, and that's awesome. But in terms of the playoffs, I just don't see it. I just don't see them moving on past the first round. Bowyer, to be quite honest, I think Bowyer could advance over Matty D, but I feel like DiBenedetto, I feel like it's going to come down to Bristol for the most part, and I think DiBenedetto will beat Bowyer out. We've seen what DiBenedetto could do. He's finished in the top 5 there twice. I believe once in the 83 car, I believe. And then, of course, last year when he lost the race to Hamlin. And then for Kurt Busch, while his brother Kyle gets the win at Bristol and advances, Kurt, unfortunately, will be eliminated. So, now we go to Vegas, Talladega, and the Charlotte Roval. Now, I'm going to call it right now. Talladega is going to have a non-playoff driver win the race. As far as who's going to win it, I got no idea. But I'm fairly certain it's going to be a non-playoff driver because that's, what usually happens at races like that, things like that. With that being said, who wins the other two races? Well, I'm going to say Chase Elliott is going to go and win the Roval again. He won it last year after that, after that crash, off restart, whatnot. But the question is, who wins Vegas? Well, I'm going to say Alex Bowman's going to get much deserved revenge because he had a shot to win at Vegas earlier this year before the pandemic, and just things happened at the end, and he lost out on his shot to get it, with late cautions and such. But I think he's going to get it done. He's going to advance with that. So the 8 guys I have moving on are Kevin Harvick, Denny Hamlin. I mean, that's a go figure right there. Joey Logano, Chase Elliott, Martin Truex Jr., Ryan Blaney, Alex Bowman, and Aric Almirola. So the 4 guys that are going to get taken out: Brad Keselowski, William Byron, Kyle Busch, and Matt DiBenedetto. Probably the bold prediction here is Brad Keselowski going out the second round. And you're probably thinking, Alan, what the hell are you do? What the hell? Brad Keselowski is entering the playoffs third in the standings. How would he fall far enough to get knocked out? Well, it's 2020. Crazier shit has happened. We've seen that. And for Keselowski, I just feel like, the problem here is you have Dega and the Roval back to back. If Keselowski gets, if he gets taken out at Dega and has a bad day or gets taken out at the Roval, he is screwed big time. And I think it would come down to Bowman winning at Vegas. It would be a bigger, that would also play into Keselowski getting knocked out. Not to say that Bowman wouldn't make it, because I still think he would make the round of 8 even if he doesn't win. It would just mean that Almirola would probably get knocked out. But there's a chance that Keselowski could fall out, and it also depends on what he does in the first round, too. It all depends on how Darlington, Richmond, and Bristol go. But I think Keselowski, he gets knocked out early in the round of 12. Byron, again, congrats on the Daytona win. That's awesome. I just don't see him getting past the second round. But, hey, he made the playoffs. Potentially can make the second round. That's huge for him. Kyle Busch, unfortunately, the championship, defense year comes to an end in the round of 12. He does get that win in round 16, but that's going to be it for him. And then Matt DiBenedetto, I think he's going to fight for it, but I don't see him. I think it would take a miracle or two for him to get past the second round. So, round of 8. Kansas, Texas, Martinsville. I'm telling you right now, I think Denny Hamlin's going to win 2 of these races. As far as which ones he's going to win, well, put it to you this way. Martin Truex Jr. is going to win Martinsville, in my opinion. So that means Hamlin's going to probably win Kansas and Texas. So with 2 guys advancing off of, wins, that leaves, obviously, 2 other spots out there. And Harvick is a virtual lock to go to the Final 4 unless something catastrophic happens at one point. Even if Harvick has a bad day at Dega and maybe has a bad day at the Roval, I feel like he has enough stage points where he's not going to fall too far, even if Hamlin does win twice in the round of 8. But as far as the other 2 I have going in, or the other driver I have going in, I think it's going to be Chase Elliott that goes to the Final 4. We've been waiting and waiting and waiting to see when he would make it this far. Because he's made it this far, round of 8 wise, but he's never been able to make it to the Final 4 before. this is going to be his year. He's going to do it. And then, so that means Joey Logano, Ryan Blaney, Alex Bowman, and Aric Almirola, they all get knocked out. Personally speaking, I feel like Alex Bowman, he needs this type of run. He needs to advance past the first round, which I think he's gonna do. And then I really feel like he needs to make it past the second round of the playoffs, maybe get a W, which is why I picked him to win Vegas. Because when you look at it, you know, Elliott's locked up for like next 2 years, I believe. Bowman's contract just got re-upped. You know, Bubba Wallace has been bringing in sponsorship for his, with him with the 43, and we don't even know if Bubba's going to stay in the 43 next year. A lot of eyes are on Bowman because, a year or two down the line, Noah Gragson could be coming up. Now he just re-upped with Junior Motorsports in the Xfinity Series. Epic troll job, by the way, Noah, with the whole pet emoji thing. But a lot of eyes are on Bowman, and a lot of people are like, it's going to come down to either Byron or Bowman, who stays and who goes, in favor of Gragson, because we also don't know what's going to happen with the 48. We don't know who's going to be driving that car next year, because, hell, we could see a miracle and Johnson turn around and see Jimmy Johnson turn around and say that he's going to come back for one more year, but we don't know. I mean, the chances of that are unlikely. I really want him to come back, but you got to be realistic here. So really, this falls on Alex Bowman. He needs to have some great runs. He needs to at least get another win. And again, I really feel like Vegas is his best shot to win in the playoffs. I think a close second to that would be Darlington, because he was running well in the NASCAR's first race back at Darlington following the pandemic shutdown, and just things didn't fall his way. But he was running really well. Like, he was leading the stage late, stage one, before his teammate Jimmy Johnson passed him, and unfortunately Johnson wrecked on the last lap. But we don't talk about that. But anyway, yeah. So I really feel like Bowman needs to get another win at least one win in the playoffs, and if he can win at Vegas in the round of 12 to advance to the round of 8, that would be huge for him. I don't see him moving up past the round of 8, but still, a win is a win, and it would be huge for him. And Almirola getting to the round of 8 as well, that's pretty big for him too, when you think about it, because there's some questions at Stewart-Haas Racing, with Tony Stewart's been a huge advocate for Kyle Larson. He wants him to come back, and whatnot. And there's a possibility that Larson could go to the 14. But then you also have to look at Chase Briscoe. Is he going to come up this year? Corey LaJoie's already announced he's not coming back or that he in the 30 is not going to be in the 32 car next year. So the question is, does Larson get the 14? And again, what's going to happen with Bowyer? Because I don't see because Harvick's isn't going anywhere. I don't see Custer going anywhere, and for right now, I don't see Almirola going anywhere. So really, it comes down to Bowyer and what he decides to do. Does he decide to retire and go to the broadcast booth? Does he come back? Does he get booted out of the 14? What's going to happen? Because I think depending on what happens with Bowyer and the Larson situation will determine a lot of things over there. But Almirola going to the round of 8 will be a statement to hopefully see him, get a contract extension and things like that, and so on and so forth. So as we wrap this up, the championship 4, Harvick, Hamlin, Truex Jr., and Elliott, who will walk out of Phoenix a champion? If I was a betting boy, as Dom 2K would say, my money's on Hamlin. I feel like he's going to get it done. He won Phoenix last year in the playoffs. This is probably one of his best seasons, if not his best season. And it's really gonna come down to him and Harvick. I personally feel like he's gonna shut a lot of haters up, and he's gonna win. Thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, please drop a like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.